questions under Standing Order 29. Deputy Micheál Martin.
Just very quickly, Cloncola start today by acknowledging the hurt and absolute devastation being experienced by the Kriegel and Valdez families over the last number of days. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. Both Anna Kriegel and Yassine Valdez were taken violently and brutally, and their families and communities have been left broken-hearted. And we pay tribute to the Gardaí and the first responders for all they're doing in such very devastating and traumatic situations. Taoiseach, in 2014, Louise O'Keeffe won a major breakthrough case in the European Court of Human Rights in relation to the state's culpability in child sexual abuse in our primary schools. And the government's response to that judgment has been a significant failure, and I would argue represents the very worst of an adversarial approach to victims of child sexual abuse in our schools. These were abused by teachers who have subsequently been convicted. It is a scandal in itself, the response to the European Court's decision, and it needs to stop, Taoiseach. And I ask you the question, why is the government fighting survivors of sexual abuse tooth and nail? The redress scheme and the conditions attached to it represent a deliberate and quite shocking interpretation of the O'Keeffe judgment. By imposing a condition of prior complaint on the availability of redress, the government has shifted the onus from itself to take proactive and preventive measures to vulnerable children who are victims of sexual abuse, in other words, to make disclosures leading to complaints. We know that multiple international research studies show that the vast majority of children who are victims of sexual abuse do not disclose that abuse. Those that do wait a significant period of time before doing so. Therefore, prior complaints are incredibly unlikely to exist. And indeed, even though there are 360 known victims of sexual abuse in national schools, a prior complaint has only been established in respect of a single abuser to date. As Conor O'Mahony at the Child Law Clinic at University College Cork said, and I quote, "The condition of prior complaint is not designed to limit the scope of liability, it is designed to eliminate it." Just 7 offers, Taoiseach, of settlements have been made under the scheme, all of which relate to prior complaints in respect of one single abuser, even though at least 360 cases arise for consideration. A settlement rate of just 2% is not indicative of a humane, flexible or holistic approach. Are we really suggesting, Taoiseach, that the victims here will have to go back again to the European Court of Human Rights to get justice in terms of the government's interpretation of the original O'Keeffe decision, or a second application will have to be made to the court? I've met the victims concerned. The government is putting them through huge trauma right now by the approach it has adopted. And I would ask you, Taoiseach, to change direction and stop the approach you are taking and go back and give justice to those who are victims of such terrible abuse in the most sensitive manner possible. You are dealing with this in the most insensitive manner possible. The prior complaint is a device to circumvent your responsibilities. There's only one case in Dundera in relation to the prior complaint in relation to an abuser. Most children in primary school don't disclose until years later that they've been abused. Are we seriously suggesting that the prior complaint is legitimate? That a child who's been abused, where the rapist has been convicted and the paedophile convicted and is in court, is in jail as a result of his conviction, where there's absolutely no doubt that the most appalling abuse was visited upon a person. We have now forced that person through High Courts, Supreme Courts, European Court, and this government is still saying you are entitled to no redress, you are entitled to nothing, because of a legal device that has been implemented to eliminate liability and not admit it. It is a shocking scandal in itself, Taoiseach. And in the last weeks we've been talking about trying to end this adversarial approach. I have not come across anything as bad as this. And the trauma, believe me, Taoiseach, of the victims is intense. Intense, Taoiseach.
Your time is up.
And that's the only reason I'm bringing it up here again on the floor of the House. You've got to change direction on this. It is inhumane what you are doing to the victims who are trying to seek legitimate redress as a result of being abused in primary schools. The European Court has ruled it's time we took up our responsibilities as a state, and you as a government do the right thing by them.
Taoiseach.